It's writing week, and this week we're talking about our first writings. It was kind of easy for me to find some of my first writings because apparently I have a lot of them. I can't believe I saved all of this. While those writings are entirely amusing, this week I'm going to read something else. However, I will leave you with an option. You can tell me which story you want me to read later. The Artist That Couldn't Draw, Trapped in a Cookie Jar, or Dr. Kerplanskies Magic Formula. Those last two are from a collection called Stories That Might or Could Happen. What I am going to read from is my thesis, which technically it's my first publication. It's bound. This is called Criminal Intent. I hadn't meant to be weird or homicidal, but I sat in the back of the classroom, alone, a criminal. I imagined the class could probe my mind and discover that I was the person who wrote of a secret desire to stab someone. My honors psychology professor had asked, as an experiment, for the students to anonymously write one thing they would do if no one would ever find out about it. His voice lowered, just slightly louder than a whisper, as he passed around slips of paper. The classroom became silent, and I was sure crime and sins were on everyone's minds. I carefully weighed the question. What would I want to do and want no one to find out about? I considered myself a moral person, so robbing a bank or cheating on a test weren't really of interest. I finally opted for gaining a new experience to use in writing. When we turned in our papers, the professor practically leered at them through his thick lenses. He ran his hand over his thin gray hair as he read a few of the answers. Then he read mine in a hushed, ominous tone. Stab someone, maybe, in the arm or the leg. His hands gripping the podium, he looked around the room as if searching for an attack directed at him. Suddenly, his game wasn't fun. I looked around like everyone else, as if trying to figure out who wrote down they would stab someone. I wanted it to be someone else's answer. My stabbing was to be non-fatal. Maybe I wouldn't even stab a living person, just a dead body, just so that I could understand exactly what it felt like to be on the knife end. To feel how much resistance there was and how hard you actually had to press to make the blade penetrate flesh. My curiosity was purely clinical, like a medical student about to perform her first autopsy. I felt confident in my answer when I handed it in. I had thought about it and finally found something I wouldn't want someone to know. And I thought of something dark and kind of scary, something that might entertain the professor. I thought more of the answers would reflect my same curiosity and things people wouldn't ever do. The most corrupt answers revealed bank robbers and adulterers. I waited for another killer to emerge. Some people decided they would cheat on a test. Yes, these were daring honor students, always concerned with the right answer. My answer was the wrong one, an idea that became clearer when someone stated that they wanted to be a superhero. I was the lone killer, the freak with a knife. I was the writer thinking of experience. I wasn't a bank robber, but I was getting 25 years to life, locked in a profession that has proven that stealing is sometimes a necessity, sometimes a better option over experience. And on that note, I'm still planning to do a Question Friday sometime in the near future, which means I still need questions. You can leave your questions in the comments. Even if they happen to be, do you still want to stab someone? Also, don't forget to tell me which story you want me to read. The Artist That Couldn't Draw, Trapped in a Cookie Jar, or Dr. Kerplanskies Magic Formula.